All right, guys. Now that we have reviewed finding the value of a digit, we're going to talk about something called expanded form. We're going to be writing large numbers in expanded form. Before we get into how to use expanded form in fourth grade, let's review how you guys learned about expanded form in third grade. In third grade, you learn to write numbers in expanded form by adding the values of the digits together. For example, if you had the number 536, you would start with your greatest place, which in this case is a 5 that is in the hundreds place. Because that 5 is in the hundreds place, that is 5 groups of 100, which gives us a value of 500. The next digit in the number is a 3, which is in the tens place. That's 3 groups of 10, which gives us a value of 30. The last digit in this number is a 6. It is in the ones place. 6 groups of 1, of course, give us a total of 6. Then you would simply take those three values and add them together to write 536 in expanded form. It is 500 plus 30 plus 6. In fourth grade, we still practice the third grade expanded form some, but we mostly focus on a new way to write a new to you, new way to write expanded form that focuses on multiplication. Let's take that same 536. This time we're going to use some multiplication sentences and add those together. 5 is in the hundreds place, that's 5 groups of 100. We reviewed yesterday that you write 5 groups of 100 using the multiplication sign. Moving on to our 3 is in the tens place, so that is 3 groups of 10. And the 6, of course, is in the ones place, so that is 6 groups of 1. Now that we have the multiplication expressions that represent each of our digits, we will simply add them together just like we did with the values when we did third grade expanded form. So now we have 5 groups of 100, or 5 times 100, plus 3 groups of 10, since the 3 is in the tens place, or 3 times 10, plus 6 groups of 1, or 6 times 1, since the 6 is in the ones place. I am going let's see, let's practice one more time before we get into our independent practice. Let's take the number 6,305 and let's write it in expanded form two different ways. Start with that third grade expanded form. This 6, I know it's in the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands place. Because this 6 is in the thousands place, I know it has a value of 6,000. I know the 3, because it is in the hundreds place, has a value of 300. And the 5, because it is in the ones place, has a value of 5. Notice I skipped this 0 because 0 times 10, because it's in the tens place, is still 0. So we don't have to add that 0 into our expanded form because it will not change the value. We would still have 6,000 plus 300 plus 5 is 6,305. But in fourth grade, if I wanted to write this number in expanded form, I would need to use multiplication. 6 groups of 1,000, or 6 times 1,000, plus 3 groups of 100, or 3 times 100, plus 5 groups of 1, or 5 times 1. I couldn't get my magical slide to work there for a minute. So, what I need for you guys to do now is to go ahead and get out a sheet of notebook paper. You're going to need to get your binder, put it on your desk, open up those rings. Don't rip the notebook paper out. I don't want you to rip the holes. I want you with a nice, neat sheet of notebook paper. Go ahead and get a sheet of notebook paper and a pencil and put it on your desk. You have 1 minute to do so. You have 30 seconds. Remember, you should have 1 sheet of notebook paper, and of course, you need a pencil. 1 sheet of notebook paper and a pencil. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, my loves. I'm not going to let the alarm go off because it is 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm still up, but the kids and Kevin and the dog are all asleep. I don't want to wake them up. But you should have on your desk 1 sheet of notebook paper and 1 pencil. Speaking of, I did wake up my dog. He's in the kitchen now. All right, guys. So take a look at your notebook paper. The first thing we need to do is to get our notebook paper organized. You need to make sure that the holes of your notebook paper are on the left side. Holes of your notebook paper on the left side. Go ahead and write your name at the top of your notebook paper for me, please. Name at the top of your notebook paper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that you have your name at the top of your notebook paper, on the first line of your notebook paper, I would like for you to go ahead and write the number 1. That's my dog ringing his bells. He needs to go to the restroom. I'm going to have to stop this video and I will be right back on the next slide with a brand new video to continue.